It's 100 plus degrees and your AC is broken. A technician comes out and then you hear the sentence that no homeowner ever wants to hear. You may want to think about replacing this system. So what do you do now? How do you know if that's good advice? Is it just this technician's opinion? Is it a sales pitch? Or is it actually the responsible conversation to have? I'm Rich Morgan with Magic Touch Mechanical in Mesa, Arizona, and I've been in the AC trade for over 35 years. I'll tell you right up front that sometimes replacing the AC really is the smarter move, but sometimes repairing it is a good decision. The problem is that most homeowners aren't given all the information that they need to know to make an informed decision. And that's exactly why we created this. We call it the Magic Touch Repair versus Replacement Evaluation Form. I'm not going to put the whole thing on the screen because the form itself is not the point. The point is the thinking behind it. And we built this because every technician has an opinion. Some of their opinions are based on experience. Some are based on their personal preferences. Some are based on what the technician might do at their own house or at their mother's home. And unfortunately, in today's industry, some opinions are influenced by their company's sales commissions. But here's the issue. What I would do, what your technician would do, and what you should do may not be the same answer. Your budget may be different. Your risk tolerance may be different. How long you plan to stay in the home is a big factor in making this kind of decision. Your expectations of the machine and comfort may be different. So the goal shouldn't be for a contractor to just walk in and say, here's what I think you should do, before they even understand what matters to you. The goal should be to give you all the facts so that you can make an informed decision. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the major things that we look at in this form when we're helping a homeowner decide whether it makes sense to repair the AC or replace it based on what's important to them. The first factor is age. Here in the Phoenix area, most residential air conditioning systems have an expected lifespan of around 10 to 12 years. With proper installation and good maintenance, a little luck, some systems make it 15 years or more. But once a system gets to be around 8 years old, I start to look at it a little differently because it's getting a little elderly. That doesn't mean that we automatically recommend replacement at 8 years old, not even close. But it does mean we need to start thinking about repairs differently. A $400 repair on a 4-year-old system is very different conversation than a $2,500 repair on a 12-year-old system. After age, the second factor is the type and the cost of the repair needed. This is where a lot of people would love to have just a simple rule. They want someone to say, if the repair is over blank amount, replace it. I don't think it's that simple. A $1,500 repair may be reasonable on one system and a terrible idea on another. It really depends on the age of the equipment, the condition of the rest of the system, the warranty status, the refrigerant type. Are you having comfort problems? And whether this is the first issue or the fourth issue. Another factor is warranty. A system that's still under a parts warranty is almost always worth repairing, even when the repair looks expensive at first glance. On the other hand, an older system that's completely out of warranty and starting to have multiple failures is going to be a very different discussion. Labor warranty matters too. If a major part is covered but the labor is not, the repair may still be expensive. But it's not the same as paying full price for both parts and labor. The fourth factor that we look at is the refrigerant. Very old R22 systems are usually a reason to at least start the replacement conversation. A major refrigerant leak on an R22 system can become very expensive very quickly. R410A is another conversation. It's not what we would call old yet, but the industry has already moved into newer refrigerants like R454B and R32. And as the years go by, refrigerant type will continue to become more a part of the conversation as we consider the rising costs of some of these refrigerants and future parts availability. A fifth factor is a pattern of failures. This may be one of the bigger ones. If your system has one repair and then it runs well for the next few years and keeps you comfortable, I'd call it a successful repair decision. But if you're starting to have multiple problems close together, refrigerant leaks, poor performance, motor failures, electrical issues, airflow problems, now we're not just fixing one thing, we're seeing a pattern. And when a system starts showing a pattern, replacement becomes a much more serious conversation. Which brings me into the next factor, and that's comfort. This is one that really gets overlooked a lot. Sometimes the question isn't just, can we get it running? Sometimes the better question is, even when it's running, is it doing its job? Are some rooms hot, other rooms cold? Does the system run forever but not keep up? Is the indoor unit too loud? Is the outdoor unit loud? Are your neighbors complaining about it? Are you dealing with poor airflow, bad filtration, high humidity? Do you have indoor air quality concerns? All of these things matter, because if we repair the AC but the home is still uncomfortable, we didn't really solve a problem. We just kicked the can down the road. The next factor is airflow and the installation quality from the original installation. Sometimes the equipment's not the only issue. Sometimes the ductwork is undersized. The return air is too small. Sometimes it has high static pressure, which is basically resistance to airflow, and you can think of it like your AC system having high blood pressure. If the system's already fighting bad ductwork or a poor installation, replacing the box is not going to magically fix the problem. And in some cases, these problems like poor airflow can shorten the life of new equipment too. And this is why a decision needs to be based on the whole system, not just one failed part. The eighth factor is how long you plan to stay in the home. If you're going to sell your home in 6 months, you're probably going to make a very different decision than if you plan to stay in the home for the next 10 years. Neither decision is automatically wrong. It's just the decision based on your situation at the time. And that brings me to probably the most important point in this whole video, and that's risk tolerance. Your risk tolerance may not be the same as mine. I'll give you an example. Recently, we had a client with a 14-year-old air conditioning system that chose to do a very expensive repair. I didn't think that made sense. I thought replacement definitely made sense on a 14-year-old system in this condition. But she had the facts. She had the repair price. She had the replacement price. She understood the risks. She understood the potential benefits of the replacement, and she chose the repair. So that was her decision based on things that were important to her. I don't know, maybe it was budget, maybe it was financing, maybe she was just trying to squeeze another year or two out of the system and not spend more money yet. I don't pry, I don't try to force my decision on people, and in my opinion, that's how it should work. A technician should explain the facts, explain the risks, explain the options, and let the homeowner make an educated decision. Unfortunately, that's just not always how it works. There are a lot of great technicians in this industry, but there are more and more sales technicians than ever before. And when someone is paid heavily based on selling new equipment, homeowners have every right to wonder whether they're getting an honest recommendation or they're getting a sales pitch. And that's one of the reasons that our industry has a black eye. Homeowners are skeptical because, frankly, many of them have been given a reason to be skeptical. So before you approve a major AC repair, or before you agree to replace your system, you should ask a few questions. How old is your system? Is it under a parts warranty? Do I have any labor warranty left? What refrigerant does my machine use? Is this my first repair, or is this something I'm dealing with all the time? Am I comfortable home in the hot days? Do I have known airflow issues? Is this repair going to solve all my issues or just one symptom? How much is the repair compared to a replacement cost now? And most importantly, what decision makes sense for my budget, my risk tolerance? Because the right answer is not always the repair, and the right answer is not always a replacement. The right answer is one that's based on the facts, the current system condition, and what matters to you most. So if an AC technician tells you, you should think about replacing this system, it may be good advice, but they should be able to explain why. Not with scare tactics, not with pressure, not with, well, it's what I would do. They should be able to walk you through the facts. If you're in the Phoenix area and you want that kind of straight answer, Magic Touch Mechanical can and will help. We'll use this form to help you out. We service, repair, and install air conditioning systems throughout Mesa, Gilbert, Chandler, Scottsdale, Phoenix, Tempe, Queen Creek, and all the surrounding cities in the East Valley as well as the West Valley. And whether the answer is repair or replacement, our goal is the same, to help you make an informed decision that you're comfortable with. Thanks for watching, and remember that if there's magic in the air, there's a good chance that Magic Touch was there. Have a good one. We'll catch you on the next one.